first steps, last hugs before college, holiday tables that ran out of chairs. Your home has held a lot, and it's been good to you. But you might be looking around and starting to wonder, could it be time for something new? Moving after many years can feel overwhelming, but it's not about downsizing. It's about right sizing. And right sizing is not about losing something. It's about choosing something. More freedom, less overhead, and if you do it right, more money in your pocket than you ever imagined. And that's what right sizing actually is. It's not giving up. It's deciding that the equity that you built over the last 30 years deserves to go to work for you. At next home, it gets to be exactly what you want it to be. If you're ready to figure out what freedom looks like to your situation, drop the word right size in the comments or send me a message. I'll send you my homeowner video playbook, the exact same starting point I use with every client. All right, let's get into it. Step number one, deciding if right sizing is what's next for you. Okay, before we talk timelines and pricing, I want to pause here and I want you to answer one honest question. Why are you thinking about this now? In my experience, the families who moved with the most confidence got real with their why right from the beginning because it helps you pick your perfect next spot. So let me give you the 4 most common reasons that my clients are right sizing, and you can tell me which one resonates most with you. Number 1, the house is more than you need, and the upkeep is wearing you out. Are you spending weekends cleaning rooms that you're not using? Maybe you can't stop. Maybe you can't stand the thought of another winter having to shovel and plow a driveway. These are all clues that the house that you're in might not be the best suited for what you need right now. Number 2, my clients are moving because they want to be closer to family. This is one of the most common reasons that I'm hearing people make their moves this spring. Number 3, investment of their single family home is going to help them fund their retirement or help family members. A pair of my clients just sold their house, moved to a smaller property down in Florida to be closer to their grandkids and help with childcare. Another set of clients of mine sold their property in Port Jefferson, moved down to North Carolina to be closer to her sister and their family. Another client of mine is using her equity to start a new business. Unlocking the equity in your house can help you clear pathways for goals that you might have thought before were unattainable. And number 4, the most important reason, in my opinion, is these clients are making this decision while they still have plenty of time. Making big decisions like selling a family home in a time of crisis is not a place you want to be. These big decisions are best made when you don't feel rushed, when you can take the time to consider all of your options so you can move with confidence. This last point, I really want to emphasize because I have seen so many people in a situation where they're trying to make these decisions in crisis. And I really want you to avoid this. The families who wait often end up moving because of a major health event or because another family member makes the decision for them. They almost always wish they had done it sooner. Making a decision in crisis means you have less time, you have less control, and you have less options for your outcome. If you are watching this video and you are thinking about making a move in 2026, shoot me a message or comment the word right size in the comments, and I'll send you my homeowner video playbook. We'll get started on your strategy. All right, let's get into step 2, and that is knowing what your home is actually worth. And here is where most people make their first mistake. They call their neighbor who sold 2 years ago, or they check Zillow at 11 p.m. and they come away with a number that probably has nothing to do with today's actual market or their neighborhood. The Long Island market, especially the Suffolk County area, is extremely nuanced, and it's also moved significantly in just the past few months. Interest rates, inventory levels, and even the time of year can all significantly affect when you sell and how much you sell for. What you actually need is to speak to someone who knows what they're talking about. You need information that's data backed based upon the most recent sales in your neighborhood right now. But even before you call your trusted realtor, that could be me, there are 4 things that you should always keep in mind when it comes to the value of your home. Number 1, condition matters way more than you think. Buyers today really love a move-in ready property. So finish up any unfinished projects and try to really spruce your property as much as you can. Updates to kitchens and bathrooms will still command a higher price point. but you have to be smart about specifically what you're doing. Full renovations of kitchens and bathrooms often have very low return on investment. So you really need to think about replace and repair over renovation. And if you're wondering which projects to tackle and which to leave alone, your local realtor can help you with these decisions. Number three, clutter and dated decor can cost you thousands. A messy space can read unfinished to a buyer. Dated decor can also draw your buyer's eye towards things that you might not want them focusing on, like a plaid couch or an orange shag carpet. Replacing items like this or covering them with slipcovers is an easy way to keep your buyer engaged with the things about your property that actually matter. Number four, the first 2 weeks on the market are your most powerful. You are never going to have more eyes on your house than right when it's listed. So those first impressions are so important. Pricing right from day one and making sure your property has the correct amount of exposure is the best way to draw multiple offers and get top dollar for your property. If you want to know more about how I set my clients' properties up for success even before the day that they list, comment the word list and I'll send you my customized marketing suite so you can see the exact treatment that your house will get when you're ready to list. Step number three, decide what goes, what stays, and what gets passed on. This is the step in right sizing that stops most of my clients dead in their track. Not the finances, not the logistics, the stuff. That's right, we are talking about sorting today. 30 years of a life lived fully in a house equals a lot of stuff, and that can feel really overwhelming, especially when you're getting ready to sell. But we have to be really gentle with ourselves here because this isn't just stuff, it's memories. And the longer you put the step off, the harder it tends to get. So here is the framework I give every client who's looking to start sorting. I call it the 3-room rule. You pick 3 rooms, just 3. Spend an hour in each deciding which items fit into which of these 4 categories. Number 1, keep. It's coming with you. These items are things that you still use and that you will use in your new space. Number 2, gift. These are items that you may not use anymore or may not have space for, but are meaningful and would be something important for another family member or friend to have. Meant to be passed on intentionally. Donate. These are items you don't need and you don't have sentimental value for, but they're good quality. Someone else might love it and it deserves a second life. And number 4, the let go pile. These are items you don't have use for that have served their purpose. You don't need them anymore, so you're ready to let them go. 3 rooms, 1 hour each. That's 3 hours of work that will help you break this paralysis. Then you do 3 more rooms. And before you know it, you're almost there. Your property is sorted and you've ensured that those important items will not be left behind. But for families with significant art, furniture, or collections, I tend to recommend to bring in a professional organizer. They can tell you what has real value, help you organize possible estate sales, and take an enormous amount of labor off your plate. Comment or message me the word 3, and I'll send you my short list of trusted professionals right here in the Suffolk County area. All right, step number 4, preparing your home to sell. Once you've decided what stays and what goes, it's time to see your home through a buyer's eyes. I have to be honest, this is one of my favorite parts of this process because the right preparation can add real dollars and cents to your bottom line. You don't need to renovate. You don't need to spend tens of thousands of dollars. What you need is for every buyer to walk through that door to be able to picture their life in your space. And here's what I focus on for every client. Do a deep clean. Every corner, every counter, every window. Natural light sells houses. Number 2, neutralize. If every room has a different bold color, a fresh coat of a warm eggshell or a neutral beige is almost always worth the cost. Next up, declutter every surface. Countertops, bookshelves, end tables, less is more, always. Next up, curb appeal. Your first impression is formed in 8 seconds. 8. Fresh mulch, trimmed hedges, and a clean doorway can go so far at a showing appointment. Finally, address any deferred maintenance. Dripping faucets, loose handles, cracked caulking, those little things that might not make a difference to you and certainly does not make a difference in value, but they can make a big difference in the mind of a buyer. because these small things all tell stories about how your home was cared for. Step number 5 in right sizing with confidence is know where you're going before you sell. This advice I give to every single client, and I really mean it. I don't mean know exactly the address you're going to. I mean, know what know what you want your life to look like and the general area of where that destination is. So you don't need a signed lease or a sales contract, but I want you to have a clear direction with the real options that are researched and ready. Here's why it matters. Here on Long Island, we have a pretty serious inventory problem. That means when your house is positioned properly on the market and marketed correctly, it's going to sell really fast. And then you'll probably have between 45 and 60 days to actually move. That is not enough time to start your next chapter plan completely from scratch. The families who are prepared move on their timeline. The families who are not move in a panic. Let's talk about what those options might be for you, especially here in the Suffolk County area. Option number 1, you right size within the area. This can mean a smaller single family home or maybe a new construction ranch right there in the same community that you love. It can be moving to an active adult community, a 55 plus either single family home or condo association where taxes are lower and the general population might be more your speed. Number 3, and this is the one that I hear the most, is my clients are moving to be closer to kids, grandkids, and family. Most of the time, when my clients are unlocking their equity, they're doing it to move to be closer to those grandkids. Because after all the time spent building that equity and working so hard, they deserve to spend their time doing what they want. They're staying in your community, moving to a 55 plus condo community, or leaving the state to be closer to family. Having that plan is going to help you move with confidence. I have lots of clients who as part of their plan rent for a year. They decide what type of property they actually want. Is a smaller property like the one they're renting actually what they need? Or does this rental give them time to decide exactly which neighborhood they want to be in? There is no wrong answer here. It's all about what's exactly right for you, your health, your finances, your goals. My job is to help you establish what questions to ask to figure these things out and then help you execute it. Step number 6, and this one is super important, understanding the full financial picture of your move. Now, I'm a real estate advisor, not a financial advisor. So I'm going to give you the real estate part of this picture, and then I'm going to encourage you to follow up with the financial professionals in your life who you trust. And if you're looking for an introduction of one, definitely leave a comment below or send me a message and I'll set you up with someone great. Here's what I want you to understand about the real financial opportunity in this move. If you've owned your home for more than 2 years, you could qualify for up to $500,000 in capital gains exclusions as a married couple, meaning that profit could be completely tax-free. Definitely speak to your accountant about this before you list. Number 2, the equity in our homes is most of the time the biggest asset that we own. And how you deploy it, whether that be towards a new purchase, using it as retirement savings, or both, it deserves careful thought and consideration. Number 3, consider the property taxes in the new place that you're going. Ideally, we would want your taxes in your new property to be significantly lower than what you were paying when you owned your single family home. And right sizing can free up between $2,000 and $4,000 a month in living expenses. But really doing the math is important before deciding anything, because some properties like condos can come with hidden costs like assessments. So knowing those questions to ask, knowing what questions to ask from the outset, and really adding up the actual figures is super important here. Again, working with professionals you trust can change everything. If you are looking for a trusted professional to help you make decisions about your next move, message me trust and I'll send you my curated list of trusted professionals. So finally, what can you do right now if you're trying to decide whether right sizing is right for you? I want to leave you with this one thought before we wrap up. The families I've worked with who've looked back on this process and experienced the most peace, the ones who say it's the best decision they've ever made, they all have one thing in common. They all started this conversation early, not when they had to, when they wanted to. They gave themselves time to truly grieve what they were leaving behind, and time to get genuinely excited about what was ahead. Then they made their move from a place of choice, not necessity. That's what I want for you. If you have questions about your specific property, about timing, about where to go next, I want to hear from you. A 15-minute phone mini consult can give you some real clarity. Comment or message me right size, and we'll book your mini consult and get started on your strategy. If you found this video helpful, share it with someone else who you think might need to hear it. Maybe a parent, friend, or neighbor who keeps saying they'll deal with it later. This might be the nudge that they really need. See you guys soon.